Today, July 10th, marks 9 months since I stopped watching porn. And honestly, I stopped counting the days and months a while ago. But while preparing for this episode, I try to think about something important or remarkable that has happened in my life lately. And so I noticed the date and remembered this significant change in my life. 9 months. And it also marks my first 3 months doing this podcast, which feels quite good because I honestly didn't think I would stick to it this long. April 10th marked my first published episode, and it has been 3 months already, which feels a bit crazy. And I wanted to share how this has made my life better and how, despite not really believing in myself, I have done the work. Oftentimes, I overthink if what I do is worth giving a try. And what always convinces me to keep going is the fact that every day teaches me something new. Porn, for instance, has been quite a weird journey. Since quitting, I have found myself questioning if this sudden decision back on October 10th was worth it. I want to be completely transparent and share everything I have encountered while trying to stay sober. Quitting porn is strange because it is a silent killer, a silent vice, which means nobody really watches you while doing it. It is not like alcohol or smoking or gambling. It is silent. It is only you on your phone, tablet, laptop, whatever. Basically, you on whichever screen is more convenient at the time. This makes it harder to leave. At least I think so. And yes, I made myself accountable to my close friends. But either way, I could have texted them, closed that app, and gone right ahead and Googled porn. Watching porn is so accessible, easy, free, and convenient, just like going onto YouTube. This was challenging at times, and I honestly have not watched porn since October 10th, but if I'm going to be fully transparent, I have struggled with social media. And that is something I was not expecting, or at least not to this extent. Because when I got rid of the porn I was consuming daily, I started to feel trapped, lonely, and even anxious because I was not giving my brain what it needed, what I made it used to consuming every single day. And social media came to the rescue. A poor rescue, I would say. Since I was not consuming porn per se, I gave myself permission to look at influencers, often OnlyFans influencers, meaning their pages were not the usual girl next door type. I think you get the point. And I found myself scrolling through these Instagram pages with not naked women per se, but almost. And it started happening more often than I would have liked. It triggered the urge I used to feel with porn, making me feel like I was not really quitting my addiction. But I can honestly say that it never translated to watching actual porn, but I started to question myself, is this the same as watching porn or it isn't? Does doing this mean I have not overcome the addiction? Am I really not sober for doing this? It made me question my progress, and it felt like crap because all the work I had done felt like it was fading away. Was I betraying my friends and myself by saying I was clean but doing this? It was confusing because I did not know what watching porn actually was until I asked the question. I was I was struggling, so I asked what porn really is. I compared my definition to what ChatGPT had to say, and it led to the conclusion that what I was doing on Instagram was not porn, but it could easily lead back to it since I was not looking for actual sexual activity. I was looking at a certain type of account. But what's weird is that I was getting aroused by it, which was the trigger to ask that question because porn is made to stimulate sexual arousal in the audience. It became this internal debate, this conflict where I was trying to get a clear answer for myself. And yes, I was not watching porn, meaning videos of people having sex, people fully naked. But I was looking at these accounts getting a similar stimulus. So is porn just naked people having sex, or is it any type of content intended to stimulate sexual arousal in the audience? Not necessarily fully naked people having actual sex. This was my main concern. Where should I draw the line? Is looking at this type of account on Instagram where there is no sex, no nudity per se, but content made to drive traffic to an OnlyFans page, for instance, considered porn or not? Is it the same because it triggers the brain to get aroused or not? Once again, I was not stimulated enough to go and subscribe to an OnlyFans page nor jump to normal porn. But still, it made me question what porn really is. What category does this type of social media account fall into? And I concluded that this type of account should not be considered porn per se, but as a strong trigger that leads to it. And that is why I stopped consuming those types of accounts as well. I was messing up my mind. I knew that it would be so easy to feel more and more inclined to make the jump to porn by doing this. And I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole ever again. So today marks 9 months of not making the jump, of not going back, of not typing pornhub.com, not even once. And I am proud of that because, again, it has made my life so much better not to have that vice consuming my brain and controlling my interactions with women, which was horrible. Oftentimes, it feels unnatural not to watch porn because I did it for so long that I'm not used to living without it. I don't need it, and I don't feel the urge anymore. But still, every time I think of me quitting porn, it makes me wonder how on earth I became so accustomed to watching porn that it became such an important part of my life and ended up being around for over a decade. I am 26 years old and I was addicted to porn for around 12 years. That's technically half my age. And every time I think of it, it is crazy. It is insane to let something so harmful and not good at all for my sanity be around for that long. And if I manage to keep it this way and stay clean and away from porn, it won't be until I'm almost 40 that I will have surpassed the 12-year period of addiction. Meaning I have spent 12 years of my short life watching porn. From now until I'm 39, I will have spent 13 years not watching porn. This blows my mind. And for now, I am happy that it has been 9 months already. I'm getting closer to a year. And the good thing is that the more time passes, the less I want to break the streak. It has become easier to stay on track. And I have learned to control my social media usage, not to trigger that urge and ruin my progress. Because not watching porn is liberating. It is amazing. And I am not trying to sell anybody the idea to stop watching. I'm just sharing what has happened to me. Because I used to find those guys on the internet quite annoying by saying that quitting porn has changed their lives for the better. I did not believe it at all. But now that I have done it myself, I can say it is true. It really changes your life. It really did for me. And I'm going to try and list a few positive factors that changed for the better. The most important factor that changed is me falling in love again. And I do not intend to say that by quitting porn I found love again, but it feels amazing and different from my past experiences because porn was not a factor to consider now. It was not something I had to lie about and hide, which I used to do back then. The very first thing to notice is the lack of lies. I hate lying, especially to the one I love. But watching porn made me feel so ashamed, and I used to feel scared of making the one I love uncomfortable because of my addiction. So I used to hide it. I used to feel dirty knowing I was lying to her face when asked about it. I even stopped talking about porn with my friends to protect the image my girlfriend could have of me because some friends had a big mouth and said something compromising in front of my girlfriend at the time. Now this has gone away. I don't have to do such things because I don't watch porn anymore. So, yes, my experience towards love has been better than ever. It has allowed me to connect with this person on another level that I have not experienced before. It is not because of porn, but because of my clear mind that can focus on what really matters now. Another big thing is my fitness journey. And again, I'm not trying to say there is no way to get shredded while being addicted to porn, but in my case, quitting porn has allowed me to channel my energy toward my fitness goals as well. The time I'm not wasting watching porn and masturbating is time I got back and can spend on things that help me progress in any area of my life. So again, porn is not the reason for my progress per se, but the lack of it and the time I got back by not doing it is the actual reason. And this can be extrapolated to any addiction. Any addiction takes either time or money. It can take one at a time or both. You decide. It depends on the addiction. But my point is that by quitting whatever addiction one may have, you get back that time or and money that you can now channel towards something really worth it. This is what happened. And the idea is not to condemn porn and make it guilty for me not falling in love or getting in shape or working on my dreams earlier. But the time and energy I got back allowed me to focus on what really matters to me. Falling in love is the best thing that can happen to me. And it happened after quitting porn. So that alone is the biggest reason why I'm not going back to that rabbit hole. Experiencing love to this extent, which I haven't in my life, feels like living a dream. And I honestly was not looking for it. I was not dating, I was not going out or trying at all. And it happened. On top of that, I am in my best shape ever. And on top of that, I'm working on projects that fulfill me and make me a better version of myself on a daily basis. And for these three reasons, I can say to anyone that quitting porn has been the best decision I have made. My life truly changed big time, and I won't let myself down on this one. I have so much to lose because life is amazing. Yo soy Bruno, and I'll see you in the next one.